Hurry up, it's quarantine, quarantine, quarantine. Hurry up, it's quarantine, COVID-19. Hey folks, how are you all? Hope you're doing very, very well. Excuse me one moment while I just wet my whistle. Right now, where I am, it's breakfast time. Yeah. On my birthday. Yes. Thank you. I know. Thank you all. Yes. Anyway, now I have shown you this mask and this mask, and you knew that I was going to get the third mask from Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, which, by the way, there is the old UK video copy of it. And on the back there you can see gloriously, there is the pumpkin, and there is the skelly bobs, the skull. Interestingly, that version of Halloween 3, when it came out in the UK at the cinema, it was slightly censored. When it came out on home video, it actually said on the label, further cuts have been made. Sadly, the labels come off the disc itself, otherwise I'd have shown you. And that's on the old Thorn EMI label. But lovely box. And with Trick or Treat making all these masks, and as I said in the previous video, I think for that one, the pumpkin, about all their variations on the Michael Myers mask, which is getting infuriating, especially if you're a collector and you're a bit strapped for cash. They could do a variation of the pumpkin where the pumpkin's gone and all the maggots and spiders and worms and snakes are coming out of it. You could do a version of that, and that'd be worthwhile, because it would be a genuine, that is in the film and it's used, other than doing poster masks from Halloween, Michael Myers, and tons of different variations. A mask you see for a split second, and because they didn't have the mask ready, so for a quick shot in Halloween H2O, they used a fucking CGI version, and they do a mask of that. Oh, come on, it looks crap anyway. But having said that, we don't have that mask. There's the poster mask. So Captain Kilt-Man, the Lord of Irony and Contradiction. Now, we don't have that mask, or do we? That is a variation, albeit slightly twisted and distorted, of the witch mask. Which mask, you say? Which mask is that one? I'll tell you which mask it is. Because now I have the full Trick or Treat set. Because, we now have Trick or Treat's witch mask. There you go, and I think you'll agree the quality is tip top. It's just as good. It's not a full mask, as you can see. It's got a bit of hair on it as well, but and it's made of really tough, durable, unrippable plastic. Folks, I'm only kidding. But that mask, that design there, is remarkably similar to what the witch mask in Halloween 3 does look like, albeit with a cowl and a hood and all that. But no, it's a cliched image. It is, with the warts, and the big pustular warts there, but the hook nose and the little clefty chin, But that is remarkably similar. You can see, especially when I show you the proper mask. Yes, because that was just a little joke. As if I'd spend money on something like this, just for a cheap throwaway gag. No, folks, here it is. Here is the final, so far, mask in the Halloween 3 set. Sculpted by Justin Mabry of Trick or Treat Studios, the supernaturally gifted Justin Mabry. And as I've explained in the past, Don Post was the guy that created the masks for the movie way back in 1983, 82, 83. And that mask there was already in existence. That mask was created for the film. This mask was already in existence. That was one of the oldest Don Post masks going. It's had some subtle variations over the years, i.e. it glows in the dark. Well, that one doesn't, but some of them do. And this Hag Witch mask, just known as the Witch mask for Halloween 3, has been in circulation for quite some time as well, under the Don Post banner. And it's a wonderful, wonderful mask. So they wanted a couple of established ones, but they wanted a triumvirate of masks for the movie. So that's why the pumpkin came into effect. But this one here, and the reason why I got this one last of all, is that you don't see it that much in the film. It is in the film, There's a couple of jump scares where kids just suddenly appear, wearing this and the rest of them. But you see that one then. But of course, that one is prominently used with the poor demise of Buddy Kupfer, which his head erupts into snakes and his mum and dad are then wiped out as well. And of course, heroic, womanizing, whiskey swilling Dr. Dan Chalice, Tom Atkins, is forced to wear that one. So those two are like what you call the hero masks. And this one doesn't really get that much, sort of heroic sequences, but it certainly is an eye-catching mask, and I don't think I gave it its due really, which is why I got it at least, I got it last. I thought, well, eventually I'll get the witch one. But tell you what, this turned up yesterday, and I was immediately absolutely blown away by it. I know, it's a very simplistic design, as are they all. As I said before, the whole idea was that they were masks that kids in middle America, little naive, innocent kids who are going to go out begging for candy instead of being sacrificed on the hills, in the festival of Samhain. But, they would wear this sort of thing, not the great masks that we're getting nowadays where they're fully intricate and absolutely movie accurate and grisly and, totally, they feel real. They would be charming, innocent, little, tiny, spooky little masks, retaining that old charm. Well, having said that, that is one fucking scary mask, and I didn't expect to be as wowed by it. Now, let's get the stuff out of it. Let's get the baggage out. And something I'll say as well is that these masks hold their shape remarkably well. This one, it doesn't, because rather like that, the little cheapskate plastic mask, there, it's only a face mask. This is only a face mask as well. Inside here, inside this cowl, which is stitched in to the mask here, but it's velcroed underneath the chinny chin. But inside there, you've only got just the front. You see, it's just the front. Did I say stitched in? Is it stitched or is it glued? I can't see any stitching coming through, but that is quite... Hang on. Sorry folks, it is stitched. It's just not stitched all the way through. It's stitched at various junctures around the inside of the mask to keep it anchored in. So it's only like a face mask. You have a strip of elastic, to put around the back of your noggin to keep this anchored on. While we're on the insides of it, there inside is the pumpkin emblem stamped in there. I am not aware of any initials or numbers. No, I don't think there is. No, just the pumpkin. But obviously you're not going to, well, I wouldn't have thought, if you're going to evoke Halloween 3, you're not going to wear this as just the mask. So this cowl is totally necessary. That face is cliched and iconic of the witch, the medieval witch, the woodcuts, the children's fairy stories, the Disney-esque stuff, the hook nose, the warts, the mangled teeth. You would think, and it is in some versions, that the witch with her powers would be beautiful. She would live forever. She'd be forever keeping her, her womanly charms and guiles and her beauty, wouldn't you? But we love these ones, don't we? As I've said before, the one witch mask that I'd love to get hold of, or even a great statue or a figure of, is Meg Mucklebones from Ridley Scott's Legend, as designed by Rob Bottin. Absolutely fantastic creation. That's so creepy. Do you intend to eat me, Miss Meg? Says Tom Cruise. Oh, indeed I do, she says, with these horrible bony long fingers. Oh, God. But look at that. The colour, the paintwork is fantastic. That is sickly. Like the skull, you get the impression that that glows, because the glow-in-the-dark stuff, when they're painted green, do look that sort of shade of green. I haven't tested it yet. Maybe it does glow. Maybe there's a little secret trick inside this cowl. But who knows? But yeah, you've got this wonderfully sculpted chin. Look at that. You could balance. I could balance my breakfast whiskey on that. Yes, I know it's breakfast time, and I've got a mug of coffee and I've got whiskey there. It's my birthday, folks, today, so it's allowed. I don't need any excuse to have whiskey at breakfast time. Once again, you can hear John Carpenter and Alan Howell's exquisite score for Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Pulsating and pounding away there. That sounds rude, doesn't it? But yeah, so let's try and show you some of the details on this. You have wonderful contours, striations and desiccation on this old decrepit flesh. These wonderful warts are about to pop, aren't they? The little chin shelf has a wart atop it as well. We have, surprisingly, there we go, there's another one on the cheek. Yeah, another cheek wart there. We have a nice bit of ghoulish eyeliner around these sunken eye sockets. We have some mangled teeth, as you can see there, and a bit of a livid, sickly, grotesque tongue. Sorry, speaking of tongues, I've got my own hair is now dancing on my tongue. Makes me gag. But the real pièce de résistance of this, oh look at that. Here you are, Sleepy Hollow, when the witch changes. Let's get this right. The big shock scene, Ichabod leans in, and the snakes go, that was really awkward to do. The pièce de résistance to this is this lovely, plush, velvety cowl. That is gorgeous. The colour, that shade of kind of greenish blue turquoise is absolutely ravishing. I mean, you wouldn't expect it to house such grotesquerie. Look at that, that face is great, isn't it? But that, it's thick, it's soft, it's lovely. I mean, you could, you know, I'm just going to snuggle up. Yeah. Next to this, let's put that Velcro back on, let's attach it, let's wrap it back up again. I don't know if you heard that, that's it, that's my empties being collected. It's Friday, a Freedom Friday, and it's also bin day. Look at that though. And it houses it really well. Some great shape to that. And of course you've got your sort of peaked winkle picker, I don't know what you call it, this pointed cowl. And if you look at that, let's do it that way, I think. Who of you remembers the film Blood on Satan's Claw, where it's old 16th century rural England, and ploughing the field they uncover, well, a demon who then lays waste to the local villagers, corrupting some, killing others, driving some to madness. But when you finally see it, it needs flesh to grow, and a secret coven of sex-crazed teens. Yeah, because no matter what decade, what era you were in, there was always sex-crazed teens. And they're making sacrifices of those that don't join the coven. And the flesh is then given to the demon. But you do see the demon during the climax in this cowl and hood with a little hooked nose and weird face. You don't really see its face, but that's very reminiscent of it. But of course it is the archetypal image of a witch as well. That is tremendous, folks. For those that like these things, there is the tag. The tag was nicely secured inside there. Sculpted by Justin Maybury, witch, and obviously all your instructions on how to perform the simplest of tricks on Halloween night, and to look after your mask as well. Of course, if you're wondering, there it is, the infernal, diabolic, microchipped tag that Conal, Cochran and Silver Shamrock Novelties incorporate into all their masks. The trigger that when they watch that infernal commercial, hurry up, it's Halloween, it's time kids, it's time, grab your masks and get in front of the TV screen for the big giveaway at 9. And when that triggers off, oh look, I think it's being triggered there, your head will become a miasma of mutilated snakes and eels and scorpions and spiders and all sorts of stingy buggery. So there you go, that is the final mask in the triumvirate, and you know, I think it's absolutely amazing. I was always smitten by this one. This was my favourite out of all of them, because it just was the most eye-catching in the film. And even though the pumpkin had the most notorious sequence, the most suspenseful, I thought, was that whilst Tom Atkins is trapped in this mask, strapped to a chair and trying to escape when the advert's going to come on. He's got to get rid of this mask. And I just loved the look of it as well. But when that turned up, I was surprised at how much I liked that, considering how simple it is. And then I thought, well, the witch, well, this is going to be the least of them. It so isn't, you know. This is absolutely amazing. I'm very, very impressed. Let's look at the details of it again. I mean, even for such a minimalist sort of design, there's a lot going on, and the shape of it, the sort of twistedness, it's not that symmetrical, and it's got that haggard look. I haven't worn this yet, so it might be now would be the perfect opportunity to become a witch. See if I can get this on over my shaggy barnet. So you put the elastic over the back of your head, you sinks into it, you velcros yourself up, and then come hither, dearie, come hither. Don't be afraid of old Grace Jones. Please come closer to the fire. Come closer to my oven, because I'm baking gingerbread, kids. Isn't it great? Do you know what? Folks, this could be my favourite. Let's get some of that going on. Yeah? You see that? Playing the synth. And it's exceptionally warm and comfy as well. You know, a lot of masks are very awkward to wear for any length of time. You know, if you're going to a party or you're part of some themed event. And I remember I was Bane on a Batman convention, and I was pumped up beyond belief physically. I may have told you this before, I don't know. I used to be a hell of a lot bigger than this. But now I'm supposedly lactose intolerant, and my diet changed and my weight just dropped off completely. And now, even though I pretty much don't give a shit and I eat whatever I want again and I work out like crazy, I am not able to put weight on. Well, I'm older now, so it's just not happening. But I was very, very big indeed, and I had the full Tom Hardy Bane costume, and I was paraded round. I was posing with all different Batmen in various guises, Michael Keaton ones, obviously Christian Bale ones, you know, George Clooney, one had nipples on it. Why would you do that? And loads of and obviously Adam West ones were there, and all Batmobiles were there. Oh, it was great. It was a great day. But I had the full, you know, the muzzle on, and my head was shaved. Yes, I haven't always had these. My head was shaved down to the wood, and ironically, I'd had very long hair just before that. And I got so into the whole thing, I was going to wear a skull cap, and then I thought, no, do it for real, because I pumped up like crazy, and I had all the dialogue, I knew all the dialogue off by heart, and I could do a reasonable impersonation as well. And so I thought, fuck it, the whole lot came off. Oh man. So that day was great, and then I wore the mask all day, but the mask cut right into your face, right into your skin, right under here. So when you took it off, hey, you're gasping for breath, but you had these welts cut into you. I had work the next day. I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? These fucking big gaping wounds. Still went. But the downside of that was, apart from the facial disfiguration, was that I was like, shit, I want my hair back. So I began to grow my hair after that again. And obviously I'd reached a point in follicle, you know, growth hormone that it's now harder to grow your hair. And I think if I ever did that again, my hair would not grow back at all. And it's taken a hell of a long time just to get to this, you But back to this. Look at it. You know, seriously, folks, I am going to massively big this up because I think that is actually more entertaining, more evocative, and there's more going on than in either of these two. And in a way that makes it great because that is iconic, that film-wise gets sort of sidelined. The three of them together on the little advert commercial jingle are iconic. When you see the three masks together, the montage of kids traipsing back home in time for the big giveaway at 9. It's iconic again. But it's not the one you remember from the movie. You may be different, but I wouldn't have thought that this one stuck in your mind. But when you get it, oh my God, the colour, the detail, the style of it, this lovely plush cowl. This is really, really good. And I love it when this happens, when, you know, I'm not going, well, it's okay. You know, I'm glad I've got it, you know, as part of the set to be, you know, to be complete. But I'm actually over the moon because it's way better than I expected it to be. And you've got to love that. Like, this an added bonus. It's like, oh, and it's actually really good as well. It isn't just for the full set. It's actually fucking amazing. That was an absolute, you know, to put them on. I know, like, the Don Post original masks, when the film came out, I know I've said this before, they attached their own, they released their own versions of the masks in the movie, and they attached little carded, you know, silver Shamrock microchips, but these are proper stuck on, and they're kind of like hard plastic and metallic as well, and they're beautiful. You know, they really do the job. Well, I hope they don't do the job, you know. You know, it's took me this long to grow this hair. I don't want to get snakes and spiders ruining it now. But look at that, folks. As I say, Blood on Satan's Claw. I reviewed that. There's a great big video. There's probably a half-hour waffle of me really dissecting that movie somewhere on this channel. So if you feel so inclined, check it out. But folks, there you go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at it. And you could like this. You could put this on display, and you could like this. You could like all three of them in such a way that they have a real demonic aspect to them, especially this one. So all of a sudden, these playful, charming, innocent masks have took on an entirely new dimension, because when you've got them and you can see them and you can hold them and you can wear them, there's so many different avenues that open up to you, you know, in your masked adventures. Look at it. It is great, isn't it? As I say, it's only like a half mask, a face mask, but then again, why would it be anything else? If they're doing a faithful recreation of it, Don Post would not have done a backing piece to it, you know, around the back of the neck, because it's got this to cover it, and that is a lovely, luxurious coverage there. That is beautiful. It really is. And obviously, you know, the colour of that goes really well with the sort of emerald isle of Conal Cochran, you know, the Irish warlock. The colour scheme goes, it's greeny green. It's absolutely amazing. And as I say, it is stitched at various intervals around the mast to keep that anchored on, and to keep this sort of shape as well, so it does sort of open out at the pivotal junctures in the visage. Isn't that great? Folks, I'm really made up with that, and I wholeheartedly recommend it. If you were going to collect these, you're not going to stop at one. You're not, because once you've got one, you're going to want the rest, aren't you? And I will say, even though I quite broadly lambasted, I'll go for coffee this time. Thank you. I quite broadly lambasted Trick or Treat Studios for their cash-grabbing, mercenary business acumen of just releasing any fucking mask from Michael Myers, knowing that the purists, the collectors, are going to have to get each and every version that they put out. And as a collector myself, I do understand that, but I said a long time ago, I am not getting all the Michael Myers masks. Some of those films are shit, and I don't want any recollection or memorabilia from them. And to be honest, even the masks from those movies are crap. I love Halloween 4, the Return of Michael Myers, but that mask is appalling. I'll never get that. It's just dire. But if they're going to bring out poster masks and masks where there's a bit of the mask has come away, and all these infinite variations, well, fucking bring that out. That clearly is a reworking of the witch mask. It is, albeit given sort of pumpkin aspect, pumpkin colour. So you know it's a weird design without a doubt. It looks pumpkin-y, but it's kind of stretched in a kind of, you know, it's coming through a vortex. But the face itself, those haggard teeth, that nose, it's the witch as well, you know. So bring that mask out, or bring out the mask of the pumpkin all dishevelled and with spiders and snakeage coming out. I mean, my previous video on that mask, when I put the stuff on, you know, you can rig it up yourself, but you could definitely sculpt something like that as well. So, see, I'm Gemini. Gemini are in, you know, we're two-minded about things. So on the one hand, I'm going like, oh, you mercenary bastards, you cash-grabbing cunts, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And by the way, here's a business idea for you. So, hey, you know, it's Kilt-Man for you. All over the damn show. But this, I don't know in the movie if this was plush. I presume it was as well, or was it just like material? I don't know. I'll have to go and have a look at that and see if you can see, because it could be that they changed that. I'm just winging it here. I genuinely don't know. I presume if they're going to be accurate, that would be how it was back in the day. But that's quite extravagant for a mass-produced mask, which they're creating the image of in a film from the early 80s. Would they have been quite as, you know, outrageous and extravagant as that? Because it's very flamboyant to have that. That ain't no cheap cowl, that one, you know. This is the Simon of cowls. There you go, folks. Whoa! It's a great one. Definite thumbs up. There's 2 thumbs up, because there's one in here as well. The Witch from Halloween 3, the season of the Witch. Definitely worthwhile. All 3. Let's put them all together. Come on. It'll fall off now. You watch. There they are. An exemplary set. Trick or Treat have done wonders with these. As I say, very simplistic, sort of, but iconic at the same time. Also, I think NECA have brought out little action figures of kids in these masks with some Trick or Treat bags and a few bits of paraphernalia, but they've also got changeable heads. It's a nice idea. So they've got the little figures have got the masks as you see them here, and then they've got a variation where they've erupted. So you can take the little normal head off, normal head off, and put a little, you know, ghastly, grotesque, mutilated head on, which obviously you've seen that in that condition. But they have these 2 as well. They're quite expensive, and as much as I love the film, I'm not going to get them. But they are nice. Whiskey and coffee. It's a real good combination. Isn't it lucky that I'm not actually going to work today? Because it is my birthday, as I said. Not just my birthday, it's Mrs. Kilt-Man's birthday as well. The same day. What kind of trick was that to pull? You know, kind of nothing to myself, can I? Anyway, folks, right. In the meantime, and indeed the in-between time, you guys keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. Be happy, be healthy, be safe, or be sorry. And this is a big day, because even though we're in lockdown, we got our bar yesterday. Our Poldarkian 18th century antique bar. So you might see a video of that later. But we are going out to enjoy ourselves as much as you can in a socially distanced environment. But there's going to be more videos today. I know it, and you know it. And they will not all be as serious and as considered as this one. You've been warned. Anyway, I'm going to see you all